I want to start this video by wishing you all a healthy and happy new year. Your comments and feedback have meant a lot to me over the years, and it continues to drive and motivate me to create checkers videos you all want to see. My gratitude and thanks goes to you all, and I'm looking forward to continue producing even more videos this year. Today's video is an opening request I get a lot, and that opening is the will-o-the-wisp. So let's take a deep dive and see what this opening is all about. The will-o-the-wisp begins 11:15, 23:19, and 9:13. So you start out with the best theoretical opening move, countered with this 23:19, and then followed up by this weak side move 9-13. This is an opening that is played by all classes of players, from beginner to grandmaster. There's a lot of scope in this opening. There's a lot of room for innovation. And I'm going to show you a major line that is good, sound, and overall very safe. So with white now, the 2 for 2 is not very good. This 26-23 I've used in the past. It's okay. But really, the next best move is exchanging off this 11-15 opening move and replacing it with white's own to retain 2 center squares. So after the exchange, now red has a lot of scope and a lot of possibilities. I like this move because it transitions into a Wilter exchange line, and I'll actually show you in this position. And now it's the same. So a really cool transposition to know. It can save you from knowing multiple openings just within one. So that's what I like to play. Let's go back to the will-o-the-wisp. So again, I mentioned this 7-11 line. This 5-9 move is also good, maybe a little bit weaker. This radical looking 13-17 exchange, popularized by Albert Lauder, is also sound very tricky, can lead to a lot of innovation. But I'm going to focus on the tried and true, the very defensive and sound move of exchanging off with 10-14. What this allows red to do is, again, eliminating this center square from white and replacing it with its own center square and consolidating its pieces toward the center of the board for a strong game. So here, white can develop 29-25, but what I like to do in this opening is, again, consolidate the center and attack this piece right here very quickly. And you do that by starting to, again, get to this center square, and it does that by going here first. And now red is also going to develop from a single corner. And now this early 26-22, again, with the goal of attacking this center square as quickly as possible. Red is going to continue to consolidate and start to protect this piece here. White is going to advance 22-18 again toward the center, attacking this piece. And then moving here next, again, to sustain this piece and keep a piece on this center square. And now again, the goal is still the same, to attack this piece right here. And it's now going to develop 29-25. Red is going to capture the center even more by taking these 2 squares. And now white is going to move here. Now you may think, well, why does white move here? It's just enticing a 2 for 2, because red can go here or here next, and a 2 for 2. But it's actually not very good, and oftentimes in these sorts of positions, you don't want to take the 2 for 2, because what will happen is you will ultimately have an outpost piece with very little protection. It's probably sound, but it's definitely inferior. So Instead, red is going to wait and develop this 4-8 piece here. White has a couple options. It can go here. I like this move next, and you'll see why. And again, red is just going to continue to develop into the 11 square. And these are actually very good positions to recognize. Usually in a situation like this, you almost always want to cover up. This is one of those universal things in checkers. There are exceptions, of course, but going 8-11 next is best. Now, Checker Cycle in his video plays this 32-27 move, which is good. I'm going to show this 22-17 exchange. And now this position is good to just recognize, as it actually comes up quite a bit in other different openings. Red's going to advance and attack this piece here, and the white counter is this move. Now, be careful, because if red takes the double jump, white actually gets the triple jump back. So be careful here. Red jumps this way, and now white is going to jump into the single corner and almost getting a king there. Instead, red moves out. White is going to capture this piece, and then red is going to capture this piece. So this is a good development to recognize, as again, this comes up quite a bit. White can go here next, and then exchanging off, and then marching toward the king row there. But this 31-26 move is probably a little bit better. Red's going to go into the 20 square. White goes out of the way, and again, watching for this elbow here. So red goes 7-11, and now the 19-16, 2 for 2. It's good, it's okay, but I think this 26-22, again, looking at attacking this piece, is probably even better. Puts a little bit more pressure and really forces red to make some key star moves. So red is going to go into the center square. White's going to allow the exchange to happen. And now this key 2-7 move to really save the game, because again, white wants to attack this piece here. So the march to get a king begins. If white goes into this square, red can actually use the white's own piece as a pivot piece by just going here and then having a 2 for 2 and a very, very clean cut draw. So instead, white can go here next, again, marching to get a king, and now it's just best to go 22-17, or 22-18, excuse me, and then exchanging off for a really good, solid draw. Okay, let's play through the will-o-the-wisp, but this time you can see it from white's perspective. So again, 11-15, 23-19, and then 9-13 is what starts the opening. So again, 22-17, it's okay. 26-23, a move I played in the past, it's okay as well, but the 22-18, again, exchanging this piece off and replacing it with its own white piece is best in this opening. So now, as I mentioned, there's a lot of play here, a lot of room red can go. As I mentioned before, I like this 7-11 move. This 7-11 move is also pretty aggressive, but the 10-14 is commonly seen. It's a very, very good move, very good defensive move, and I recommend playing it. So now the attack on this square begins, and it begins here. Now again, directly attacking it. Continuing the attack. And now again, the 2 for 2 is available here, but if red takes it, it will be in an inferior position. So as tempting as it may be, it's best to hold off, as it is in most positions like this, and just go for 8. And then again, continuing to advance out of the single corner toward the center. Now this 22-17 move. And then advancing into this center square. Going here next. Now again, if red takes the double jump, then the triple jump is available for white. So it has to be careful where it jumps. So it must jump here first into the single corner. And we are all even now. Again, this 24-20 and then the 16-19 will draw as well, but I like this 31-26. Again, applies a little bit more pressure and offers red chances to make mistakes. And now again, red has to be very protective of this elbow here. So must go 7-11. Again, the 2 for 2 is fine, but I like going here next. Exchanging off. And now again, this key 2-7 move to draw. And again, if white does go here, looking to attack this piece on its next move once it becomes a king, the 2 for 2 is available, and I'll show it by going here. And then here next. So again, it doesn't matter which way white takes. If it takes this way, this piece is blocking the double jump from happening. So now you have a sound 2 for 2 and a very good clean-cut draw. So there you have it, one of the major lines in the will-o-the-wisp opening. Although every checkers opening is unique in its own way, many of the ideas and themes within each opening can be carried over into others. So even if you are unfamiliar with certain moves your opponent plays, you might be able to recognize themes, which are the key building blocks to becoming a better player. Thanks, as always, for watching.